Metalhead Weatherman. I know it's an uncharacteristically late video. Do apologize, but a lot of chaos today on my part. I'm just happy that I'm even here to make a video, to be honest with you. But hey, we are here. So we're not gonna even play around with chit chat. We're just gonna get straight into the thing. So as of right now, you have 3 days of slight risk. We have one that's waning. That's waning for the end of today. We have we have a few severe weather reports. Relatively minute, kind of inactive kind of day, but there is some suggestions that a stronger storm system will be coming soon and increasing the severe weather threat. We look at today's reports. We have one tornado report that was way earlier in the day, and that was actually in Florida. 12 wind reports and 2 hail reports. Storms are starting to die out in our slight risk region. Maybe towards the far northern tier, we might have a couple more storms to go, but for the most part, things are starting to die down. Unless you're in the southeast, where if you listen real closely, you might be hearing some very distant thunder. But and maybe towards the Four Corners region, where we have little bit what looks like some monsoonal flow here. But let's get into the next couple of days as far as severe weather is concerned. We'll look at Friday's risk. It's relatively small once again, but this could get in the way of some pre-July the 4th festivities. Our first one is our slight risk, of course, in marginal region around the plains. This extends into eastern Wyoming, into parts of Nebraska, and a nice little chunk of South Dakota as well. Main threat with this is going to be wind, as it always is in this time of year. Hail threat is there as well, but the tornado threat is minimal. I'll have to watch that real close, see if anything changes at all. Highly doubt it, though, to be honest. This setup lends itself towards more of an isolated threat. Sorry, I had a lot of phlegm in my throat there. But this setup lends itself towards more of an isolated threat, isolated storm, pop-up type threat, if you will. And for the most part, the same can be said for this region in the Missouri Valley and just up into the northeast around the Great Lakes. We'll run right along to day 3, and I'm a little bit more interested in the weekend setup, but we'll talk about that more in the weekend. In the weekend forecast, I mean tomorrow. But we do have a severe weather threat that includes the Long Island region. We got New York City in play, Philly are in there too, and this also stretches up into Springfield, Mass, and Boston. A lot of areas around here could see some severe thunderstorms. Most likely damaging winds once again, maybe a line of storms in this situation. And then we do have a marginal risk that's popped up around the Dakotas once again. We'll have to watch that real close because there's not a lot of details that can be had here. I mean, based off the synopsis, it's basically the same thing as what we're seeing today and tomorrow. Cape is around 1,000 to 2,000 joules, and we're looking at the progressive style convective system that brings in strong wind gusts. Alright, let's take a look at the storm system that's causing this. We're not going to go too far into the GFS this time. Normally I try to go all the way with it, but it's just really no point. I'll be showing you guys the same thing that I showed you earlier this week. But we're going to just take a look at the updated content so far. And so right now, it's relatively weak low pressure here in the western half of the country here. It starts to get its act together. But maybe towards the end of the weekend, this moves in and might cause a little bit of trouble right around here. Not a lot going. I still think the threat's going to be minimal. Some channels are hyping this up more than it should be, in my honest opinion. But we'll see what this does. We'll also be watching over towards Texas as that tropical invest basically will start to work its way onto land and scoot its way to the north. So this will bring a lot of wet weather for the southern plains. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what the radar could look like over the next 48 hours real quick. If I can get this thing into loop mode, and hopefully it will not freeze. Alright, here we go. Let's go to radar reflectivity. I mean, we pretty much already know the other parameters. Tornado threat really just isn't there, but it seems like we do have a pretty good wind threat. Let's just see what kind of mode or style that these storms will initiate as. So we're moving towards early morning hours into the afternoon of Friday. Not much coverage there. And then as we go towards Saturday, maybe towards midday, we might see some storms pop up there. Actually, it's going to happen a little early. Yeah, actually, that is right about at midday. And even on the HRRR, it's not looking too robust. All while in the meanwhile, Louisiana towards the southeast, got that Gulf of Moisture flow coming in. I think some of the residual from the tropical system, the tropical disturbance here, maybe bringing some wet weather and pop-up thunderstorms to the south and east. But other than that, it's relatively quiet on Saturday night, and then into Sunday, can't really see much of anything right now. We'll go over things a little bit more in depthly in tomorrow's weekend forecast. If you want to catch that video tomorrow, sub to the channel. I do one at least every weekend, every Friday. So basically, the best way to catch that is to sub to the channel and get that bell on. But it's a quick video. All I really got for you guys. There's nothing really new going on in the tropics. Potential tropical cyclone 2 has not formed into Bonnie yet, and it's continuing to close in on Nicaragua and Costa Rica. When we get more updates over here on this end, I will be Johnny on the spot with it and try to get it to you as quick as I can. But until then, this has been Ty, Metalhead Weatherman. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.